Clap.
10 allegedly cursed objects that could kill you. Most of us love a good fable about the supernatural, but when it causes death, maybe we ought to think twice. A few objects in this world are not only known to be cursed, but also to cause death. That's when a tale ceases to be just creepy and goes on to be something to be avoided at all costs. So join us as we count down 10 allegedly cursed objects and their intriguing stories. King Tut's Tomb. The Curse of King Tut's Tomb is a cautionary tale that has caught the public eye for generations. An archaeologist known as Howard Carter found the tomb on 4th of November 1922. It was a magnificent find for him and his crew. However, within 7 years of the discovery, 11 people connected to Carter's party died for strange reasons. The number rose to 21 by the year 1935. Critics attribute the mysterious deaths to a fungus, but the inscription on the tomb says it all. Death shall come on swift wings to anyone who disturbs the king's peace. Busby's Stoop Chair. Often referred to as the Chair of Death, the chair is named after its original owner, Thomas Busby. He was a coiner who brutally murdered a co-worker. Before his death sentence, he asked for a drink on his favourite chair, a well-built rocking chair. Mysterious deaths occurred to folks who defied the chair's curse, from motorcycle deaths to tales of a chimney sweep falling from a roof. While sitting on the chair, Busby mumbled his final words, "Death will come quickly to whoever sits in my chair." Since then, the chair lingered in an inn till 1978 when the owner donated it to Thirsk Museum, where it is hung on a wall, thus stopping people from sitting in it ever again. The Dybbuk Box. In Jewish culture, a Dybbuk is a restless spirit that possesses the living. The box, in this case, is an artifact in history that dates back to the Holocaust. Previous owner Kevin Mannis listed the cursed box on eBay, describing it as an old wine cabinet. It is claimed that whoever opens the box is met by great misfortune. Past owners all claim to have the same ghastly nightmares of an old hag haunting them. Some allege that the box burns out the lights in the room or causes horrible welts on their body. One owner died of a stroke the day they received it as a gift. The Annabelle Doll. Ed and Lorraine Warren, the world's most prolific researchers in paranormal investigation, owned lots of artifacts said to be cursed. Within their collection of cursed objects was a rather normal-looking ragged doll, Annabelle, that was locked up in a glass cabinet. It had the warning, "Positively do not open." A woman called Donna received the doll from her mother on her 28th birthday. She reported receiving troubling notes from the doll. Annabelle was known to shift positions in the night, and even sometimes drops of blood would be found on her. Donna's friend Lou claimed to have been scratched by the doll. Later, the Warrens took the doll and kept it in their personal museum called the Occult. A young boy is said to have visited the museum and mocked the doll. 3 hours later, he was reported dead after losing control of his motorcycle. The Hope Diamond. Formed approximately 1.1 billion years ago, this gem is worth close to 200 to 250 million US dollars. Known as the King's Jewel, this precious gemstone has travelled the world and changed hands amongst the wealthy. One of the most popular tales about its origin involves a man named Tavernier, who is believed to have plucked the diamond from the forehead of a Hindu statue. He sold the artifact to King Louis XIV, but was later torn apart by wild dogs on a trip to Constantinople. Many victims are said to have suffered misfortune from the doomed gemstone, from suicide to incarceration to divorce and dead children. The diamond now resides in the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. Haunted eBay painting. Another tale of a cursed object surrounds this irksome painting of a female doll and a young boy standing in front of a window. In February 2000, an anonymous buyer put up an ad on eBay for an allegedly haunted painting. The ad boasted images supposedly caught on a webcam of the painting changing form at night. The owners claimed that the female doll would hold a gun to the little boy in the painting and force him to leave the picture. Within hours of the eBay ad going live, the story quickly spread through the internet. Unsettling reports started coming in from those who had viewed the painting in the eBay ad. This included people falling violently ill or fainting. Children were said to be screaming at the picture. Some even claim an unseen entity would take hold of them. The painting sold for $1,050 to an anonymous buyer. The Iceman. Also known as Otzi, the Iceman was discovered in September 1991 in Italy. The Iceman is a mummy of a man thought to have lived around 3300 BCE. A glacier surrounded the corpse and preserved the body. However, after it was found, rumours of a curse followed those linked to the popsicled remains. 7 deaths have been tied to Iceman's discovery. Rainer Henn, the forensic pathologist who studied the find, died in a car accident just before giving a speech about the mummified remains, while Helmut Simon, the man who discovered Iceman, fell 100 metres to his death while hiking in the Austrian Alps. Robert the Doll. In 1904, a boy named Robert Eugene Otto received a doll as a gift from his family maid. Otto named the doll Robert after himself and had an immediate attachment to it. At night, Otto's parents claimed that they could hear him whispering to the doll from his bedroom. Often a foreign voice was heard answering back to Otto, but the parents assumed it was their son putting it on. As the years went by, Otto grew more fond of the doll as it had its own place at the dinner table and would sleep with him in his bed at night time. Otto began exhibiting disturbing behaviour, often succumbing to fits of rage. He would blame the episodes on Robert the doll, saying he was the reason for the upturned furniture and scattered silverware. When Otto got married, he placed the doll in the attic. School children would often say they saw the doll staring lifelessly out the window, often changing places throughout the day. Then, in the mid-70s, after Otto and his wife had passed away, the new owners of the house claimed they heard giggling coming from the attic, and that the doll's expression would change from day to day. Key West's Fort East Martello Museum now own the doll, which you can go visit for yourself. But beware of what you say in front of Robert the doll, as he might just visit you while you're sleeping. The Crying Boy Painting. The Crying Boy is a widely reproduced painting by Italian artist Bruno Amadio. It depicts a small boy with distant grey eyes weeping. On September 4, 1985, the British tabloid newspaper The Sun ran an article about a firefighter from Yorkshire who was claiming that he had found the reproduced painting several times in burnt-out buildings. Every time he found the artwork, it was completely untouched by the fire, yet everything around it was turned to ash. Over the next few months, many newspapers began running articles about people who owned the painting that suffered house fires. By the end of November 1985, the hysteria surrounding the painting became so prevalent that The Sun began organising mass burnings of the painting sent in by readers. The Anguished Man. Looking at this painting immediately fills the viewer with a sense of dread. It depicts a man in extreme discomfort with haunting black eyes. It is said the artist mixed his own blood into the paint and shortly after completing the artwork committed suicide. The story of this painting begins with Sean Robinson, who inherited it from his deceased grandmother. She kept it in the attic for 25 years, fearing the portrait was evil. Robinson took the painting to his house, where he and his wife began experiencing unsettling noises. They claimed to have heard a man crying in the shadows of their bedroom, as well as one night awaking to a dark figure at the foot of their bed watching them sleep. This unsettling encounter made Robinson's wife refuse to live in the same house as the painting. Question time. If you could create a myth about a cursed object, what would it be and what would the curse do? Those who can scare our piglet pants off will feature in the next Q&A.
No, Mummy, don't let the cursed things hurt me.
As always, thanks heaps for watching. Remember to follow us on Fartbook and Twitter, because we do funny things over there and it's a lot of fun, and
Subscribe!